Good afternoon. It's Monday, July the 7th. It is about 1:30 p.m. And here's your look at your radar and weather update for today. Taking a look at our radar, first of all, we do have a couple of strong storms over Traverse and Big Stone counties. Those are going to be moving towards Morris, down to Appleton, and eventually could make their way towards Benson and Wilmer. Computer models aren't quite in agreement if those will reach the Twin Cities or if those will come down more towards a Wilmer, Hutchinson to New Prague line. And just in from the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, they are looking at the possibility of a watch in this red area. Would include a part of southwestern Minnesota, extreme southeastern North Dakota, the eastern half of South Dakota, and a small sliver of northern Nebraska. And that is a 60% chance of watch for that. The big threat here being wind and hail. And taking a look at that, here's our day one severe weather outlook. Here is that enhanced risk, just barely covering Traverse and Big Stone counties, running down through southeastern South Dakota into Nebraska. To the east and west of that, around it, we see a slight risk area, and that it covers about the western quarter of Minnesota, most of South Dakota, the eastern third of North Dakota, and then a small portion of northwestern Iowa. And then surrounding that, we have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms, and that runs through about the western half of Minnesota, the eastern half of North Dakota, takes in the rest of South Dakota, and then parts of central Iowa. Looking at our tornado risk, that same area, that eastern third of North Dakota, the southeastern quarter to half of South Dakota, and the sliver of western Minnesota from about Pipestone into about Thief River Falls and back up towards the War Road area, has a 2% chance of a tornado. And here is that high wind threat, and that is a 30% chance covering Traverse and Big Stone counties down into Lac Parle and Yellow Medicine County. And that extends back across southeastern South Dakota, just missing the Sioux Falls and Vermilion area. And then surrounding that, we have a yellow area here. That is our 15% chance, and that covers from about the Grand Forks area down to Marshall to about Jackson and Fairmont in Minnesota, back all the way back to almost Rapid City and the Pine Ridge Reservation. That will go all the way back up towards Grand Forks. The hatched area down here, we aren't worrying about too much, is our 30% chance, and that is a significant severe, which means winds in excess of 65 miles or more than 70 miles an hour within a point, 25 miles within that area. Now, jumping ahead to our day three, day two tomorrow on Tuesday, we don't look too bad. Wednesday, start getting chance of severe storms coming back. We have a marginal risk across the Dakotas into far northwestern Minnesota. And then on day four, that same general area, but moving a bit farther to the east, including more of northwestern Minnesota. That'll include the Angle Inlet and the northwest angle down to about Traverse and Big Stone counties. Looking at our excessive rainfall outlook, all but southeastern Minnesota is in a day one marginal risk, and that does include the Red River Valley down into the Big Stone Valley and the Big Sioux Valley, and that pretty much will run in South Dakota to the east of the Missouri River. And for our day two, just our friends in the western or the eastern half rather of Wisconsin will be in that that marginal risk. Taking a look at our forecast for today, increasing clouds. Showers and thunderstorms possible. I don't know how much of that activity will make it across here to the metro area, but it is something to keep in mind if you're making afternoon plans. Rest of the day, 84. Tonight, 66. Tomorrow looks beautiful. So does Wednesday. Highs in the low 80s and lows creeping up on Wednesday, but in the low 60s on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night, 67. Thursday and Friday, showers and thunderstorms return. Hot and humid on Thursday with a high of 87 and a low of 68. Friday cooler with that rain, 78 and a low of 63. And then the weekend looks to be shaping up beautifully. High temperatures right around 80 degrees and then lows in the low 60s. And that is your look at the Black Sheep weather forecast for your next 7 days. If severe weather does start to threaten into central Minnesota and the metro, we will be live. But at this time, I do not see that happening. But I am monitoring, and we will go live if necessary. Thank you, and have a great day for watching.